Thank you. Is that right? Good. That's why I have good tech people here tonight, because I am not. Thank you for coming. I want to welcome you tonight. I don't know how many years we've been doing this, and we can't do what we do without you. It's going to be a good evening. Okay, I can hear, I'm here. And I have to hold it all the time? Anyway, I just want to welcome you here. You will notice that we have different musicians this year. We have a group from the Tri-Leaf, Hutterite Colony, and from Bloomfield, who are going to bless us. And there's a very, very nice story about the partnership that they have with us and with Beacon of Hope that nobody knows about. And we thought it was time people knew. So you'll hear more about that later. But I would just like to open with prayer now, if that's okay. Heavenly Father, as we come to you today, we thank you for gathering us again. It's clear to me, and I think to our Focus Africa team, that we could not do what we do, gather people, affect change in the lives in Africa, without people walking beside us. And to think that between us, all of us working together, we've changed tens of thousands of lives. I'm in awe every time I think of it. Thank you for the privilege of serving you, and we just ask you to be with us tonight. Amen. Enjoy the music again for a while.
Shall I take from your hand your blessings, yet not welcome any pain? Shall I thank you for days of sunshine, yet grumble in days of rain? Shall I love you in times of plenty, then leave you in days of drought? Shall I trust when I reap a harvest, but when winter winds blow just be happiness there. Sweeter gets the journey every day. Serving Jesus really pays. I get so happy in this heavenly way. Sweeter gets the journey every day. Trouble and sorrow used to be my lot. I'd sit around and worry about the things I have not. As for now, I count all the blessings I've got, and I don't worry about the things I've not. Up to that heavenly shore we'll live forevermore. Never have a trouble, never have a care. Everything will just be happiness there. Sweeter gets the journey every day. Serving Jesus really pays. I get so happy in this heavenly way. Sweeter gets the journey every day. Some folks seek and never find happiness and peace of mind, but I have peace within my heart, since with the Savior I've made the start. Up to that heavenly shore we'll live forevermore. Never have a trouble, never have a care. Everything will just be happiness there. Sweeter gets the journey every day. Serving Jesus really pays. I get so happy in this heavenly way. Sweeter gets the journey every day. You wrote the story of my life. You go before, you fall behind. Before a breath, beyond my death, you are with me all the way to everlasting. Oh, I can't run, I can't hide. Even darkness is a light. From the lowest place to the highest praise, you are worthy.
See if I can make this thing work better this time. I told you I would be back to tell you a little bit more, a story about this partnership between Focus Africa, Beacon of Hope, and some of the Hutterite colonies in Manitoba. We wanted to share what their partnership looks like and also honor them. These communities are very quiet, don't do a lot of bragging about what they do, and nobody would know. And we just felt we needed to say something because it is changing lives in a huge, big way. You've heard me say many times, who is my neighbor? And my neighbor is somebody whose need I see, whose need I can meet. I see lots of needs, but I can't meet them all. And there are lots of needs, and I don't see them all either. And when I phoned Beacon of Hope and said, we've just found out that there are people making reusable sanitary kits, do you have a need for anything like that? And she said, those would be amazing gifts from heaven. She said, we have girls that cannot go to school. They miss so much school, they fail out very early. And we would love to have those kits. And so the colonies have been on board right from the beginning. First, offering their gift, their beautiful, beautiful gifts of sewing, and then financially sustaining it all. So it's been quite amazing. First slide, what we do here at Charleswood, a lot of ladies, friends, some of our quilters get together and we receive all of the things that are beautifully made, put them together in kits, and then I don't know if Alan's been counting, he knows these numbers usually, but how many suitcases full of bags we've carried over to both Kenya and Zambia. And some of the colonies have projects that they have ongoing to raise funds to help buy the fabric they use. And Tri-Leaf has put together a CD of their music, and they're out in the back by the market, and I would love for you to support them. Beautiful CDs, they're $10 each. The impact in the life of the teen girls that you sew for is absolutely huge. And I wish I could take you all with me and you could meet some of these girls. You've changed their lives in huge, big ways. So the kits come here. When they get to Kenya, there's always a teaching component. They're all, as they give the kits, either by a nurse or a social worker. And there's been thousands of kits carried to Kenya and Zambia. And so what happened in 2019 was Beacon was ready to start making the kits on their own, but they were financially lacking some things. And a donor from here gave Beacon of Hope funds to buy the sewing machine and the 10 plates that they needed. And 3 of our women from Focus Africa went over to Beacon of Hope, and one of them spent time with the tailors and showed them how to use the 10 plates, make the kits, and now making the kits at Beacon of Hope has become a home-based business. Not only is all the vulnerable girls get the kits free, but people see them and say, I want one too. Can we buy them? And so it's become a self-sustaining business at Beacon of Hope that they have enough money to buy from selling them that they can buy and look after everything themselves. But another way that this partnership has made a huge difference is Zambia. Many of you know that Alan's sister has been a nurse out in the bush in Zambia for over 50 years. And I asked her the same question, what do young girls use for sanitary care? And nothing, all kinds of horrible stories I'm not going to tell you. And so we started packing them, and there's a container that goes from Portage la Prairie every year, and boxes of these sanitary kits go, and the schoolgirls and at camp, and the high school girls then come and say, we want them too. Amazing, amazing. Becky, if you change the slide, when the girls are given them, when they see the kits and know what they are, and the nurse explains what they're for, the girls, there's an awful lot of screaming and yelling and clapping of hands, and they know what this means for them. It means they have a hope and a future. They can finish school. They were missing so many days of school that they could never keep up, never dream of going to high school. The two girls on the right, came and knocked on the door and said, "Are you the one? Are you the one that brings those kits? I wasn't at school and my friends got them. Do you have any more left? Do you have anyone I could have?" And I would have given them an armload. They're frantic at what they realize, what these kits do to their lives and how it changes their lives. They've got a future. They can think about going to university if they're good enough in school. They can think about jobs. There's no way to say in words what you have done, both of you colonies, and I know there's 3 more colonies that are actively involved in making parts of the kit. What you are doing to affect change in the poorest of these. But I'm the one that the girls see, both in Kenya and in Zambia, and I'm the one that gets the hugs and the high fives and the, "So you're the one," like I'm a goddess or something. And I have to turn around and I tell them your story. I say, no, I just carry them. We just carry the bags. You need to know the young women and their friends in the Hutterite colonies that are making these for you. And I tell them your story, and they would give you all hugs too, because you've so dramatically changed their lives. Out in the bush in Zambia, we were at a parent-teachers meeting. A 15-year-old gal jumped over 3 benches and came running up to us. And you would realize this was in a meeting with the village elders, with their high school, with their school principal and teachers, parents, and she came up to me and she said, "So you're the one. You have changed my life." And she gave me a big hug. And so in front, I turned around and I said, "I just carry them." Actually, Alan carries them. And I had to tell them, I didn't have to tell them, I did choose to tell them your story again. And so they know about you, they know what you do, but we haven't honored you enough here. And I wanted you to come tonight both to bless us with your music, but so that we could bless you. You have done amazing things. You have seen the poorest of the poor, and you've done what you could do to change their lives. And I want to say thank you, not just from the young girls, but from their grandmas, from their moms, from the school teachers. And we are all challenged when we see your giving ways. So thank you very, very much. Is this right? Yeah. Every year I go through this, and every year I am in awe. You know, there's only about 8 to 10 of us at Beacon of Hope. Half of us are African-born, half Canadian-born. There is no way on earth that we could do what we've been able to do without you walking with us. There is no way on earth. And so I'm going to go back to the beginning and just show you. And I'm in awe every time I go through this list. Eli Kamarov has said, "Poverty is like punishment for a crime you didn't commit." And that's true. Focus Africa has helped Beacon of Hope with sustainability. And without you walking with us, it isn't possible. And so I just want to show you and go through a list of the things that you've helped us do at Beacon of Hope. First was the cookbook. $10 into 50,000, how many copies is that? 5,000? We sold that money. Those cookbooks sold faster than we could drive to hand them out. And with them, we were able to start building the medical clinic. Got partway through it, and we got a note from Jane saying that the Japanese embassy had come and they want to finish the building and they're going to staff it and stock it. So they didn't need the rest of our money, and that went into the beginning of a primary school at Beacon of Hope. Then they asked us to raise money for an apartment building, and when Gannons came with us to Beacon of Hope, we stayed in those apartment buildings, and you get very well served. There's 6 apartments in there, and when students are there and staying on site, they live in those apartments as well. It took us 2 years to raise money for those. And then they asked us, the young people were coming to Beacon of Hope and very interested in IT, and they had gathered some old printers and screens and were repairing them and teaching lessons. They said we have no place for them. So we built the short course building, and the grannies used that building for learning how to weave and for beading. It was used for many things. And we, right from the beginning, have been working with the tailors. And if you've had time today, you've seen their beautiful things they make for us out there. Solar lights, we've raised money for solar lights. For $20, you buy a gift card that you can give to somebody for Christmas, and it buys a solar light. And Alan's carried a number of suitcases of solar lights over to Zambia and Kenya, and now they're being bought in Kenya. They're now available in Kenya, and they also service them when they stop working, or if they stop working. Sorry. Hello? Schools have been lit up, homes have been lit up. Over 2,000 lights sent to Beacon of Hope. The dignity kits or our sanitary kits you've already heard about. The Africans named them dignity kits. Then we were asked to stock the new birthing center. The mothers were coming to Beacon of Hope and saying, where I delivered was terrible. There's no water, no linen, no pills, no medicine. And so Beacon of Hope decided they needed to have some place for the mothers to birth there, and we stocked their birthing center. And then they said our short course building wasn't big enough, we needed to raise the roof. And so they not only raised the roof of the building, but they made it long, and you'll see it in the next picture. And that now has more than doubled the classroom size, and over 450 kids, teenagers, technical school students graduate every year from Beacon Technical School. Then in 2019, the technical school needed a commercial kitchen. All the cooking and all the classes were being taught of a village kitchen on site, and it was shambles. I mean, it was too many people in a very small space. And so they wanted to build a restaurant to teach hospitality, a course on hospitality and restauranting, and also catering. And they asked us to not build the kitchen, but stock it. And then COVID happened. So we got permission from some of you and from our income tax receipting agency to take the money that we had raised for the kitchen and free it up for them to use for COVID care, for food. If you are taking pills for HIV/AIDS, you need food. You can't take the pills without food. And some were unable to pay rent, lots of things that they needed. And then in 2020, the kitchen was finished, and 2 years ago, I think next picture shows you the inside. The kids who are trained here can walk right out of the kitchen into pretty much any hotel or five-star restaurant in the world after being trained in this kitchen. All of everything they learn on are the newest and what they would use in most of the professional kitchens. Last year, we were asked to help them upgrade. The school system is changing in Kenya from being teacher-led. You listen to me, and then you tell me what you hear. They've changed it to a child-based, somebody knows the word. Competency-based curriculum. So the children are not only taught reading, writing, arithmetic, but also they're looked at, where are your gifts, where are your bent, and we enable them to upgrade the pre-primary and the primary school into from classrooms where kids were sitting in rows in chairs and sitting there and listening to the teacher, to a very interactive teaching area. And you'll hear a little bit later about our project for this year, but this is a picture that one of my kids drew for me and gave it to me. And I said, Gordon, tell me what this picture's about. And he said, Grandma, he said, that lady in white is you, and when you provide and make it possible for us to go to school, you take us out of the black and into the light. And that's what you do. Walking with us, we could never do it ourselves. But with partnering with us in many, many different ways, you've enabled all those things to happen, and I'm in awe every time I think about it. Vincent.
Marna. It's amazing to see every year what happens, what Focus Africa does every year. It's amazing, and I just pray that God gives you more strength to keep doing what you do. I'm going to sing a Kiswahili song, pardon me. But the gist of it is, you wake up in the morning one day, and you look outside your window, you open the curtains and look outside and you see the trees, the birds, and you ask yourself, who am I? Why am I here? Who created me? If there is a creator, I believe there is, I don't know about you, he deserves my praise. Each and every day, he deserves my praise. Why? Because it's only by grace that I'm here today. And it's only by grace that we live every day, right? So that's the song I'm going to sing for you. It's one of my own. I wrote this many years ago, going to college downtown. One of those things, you come from Africa, you see snow on top of the mountains, but when you get to walk on it, it's a different feeling, right? So I had that experience when I composed this song many years ago. Here goes. Asubuhi na mapema, siku njema huona, jua zuri huangaza, furaha kwa viumbe vyote, ndipo hujawa na hamu kuu ya kushukuru. Nani kaniumba nipate mtukuza? Kwani nina hamu mtimani nimshukuru. Mito inatiririka, samaki wafurahi, na wanyama hupendezwa, wapatapo kuburudika, baada ya siku ya kuchosha na kushibisha. Nani kaniumba nipate mtukuza? hamu mtimani nimshukuru. Nani kaniumba nipate mtukuza, kwani nina hamu mtimani nimshukuru. Muumba wetu ajabu, Mungu mwenye uwezo, nguvu zako twaziona na kutetemeka kwa hofu tunapokosa kukuabudu siku kwa siku. Nani kaniumba nipate mtukuza, kwani nina hamu mtimani nimshukuru. Nani kaniumba nipate mtukuza, kwani nina hamu mtimani nimshukuru.
Very loud, and as we dance, I would invite if any of my African brothers and sisters, if you want to join the dance, just feel free. Let's do the
makina na marute magogona Ngai wa mane kurehe mwaki munabii Elija aria karimeli kirima-ini mena na vya Baali makina na marute magogona Ngai wa mane kurehe mwaki kiagire kigogona kiagire kana waelikana Bena Sara wa ithe wa witikio Mekarire miaka mingi matetwana Kigogona gikiririkana Ririkana hana waelikana Bena Sara wa ithe wa witikio Mekarire miaka mingi matetwana Kigogona gikiririkana Kiagire kigogona kiagire Kiagire kigogona kiagire Itodo wa Jesu kigogona kiagire Kiagire kigogona kiagire Irene mole ya kigogona kiagire Kiagire kigogona kiagire
Check, check, check.
Mic check, check.
Good evening.
Good
That
evening.
was so good. That was so fun. We're so happy to be here. We are from, we are called Lighthouse Trio, and we were so happy when we got invited to come and bless you with a song, and that song is entitled Alpha and Omega. I hope you're blessed.
I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men. He shall dwell within them, they shall be his people, and Almighty God will be with them. He shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. There shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, and no more pain. The former things are all passed away. He that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. He said unto me, Write these words, for they are faithful and true. And it is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. He is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The Son of God, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, is everything. Messiah, Jehovah, the Prince of Peace is He. The Son of Man, seed of Abraham, second person in the Trinity. He is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The Son of God, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, is everything. Messiah, Jehovah, the Prince of Peace is He. The Son of Man, seed of Abraham, second person in the Trinity. He is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The Son of God, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, is everything. Messiah, Jehovah, the Prince of Peace is He. The Son of Man, seed of Abraham, second person in the Trinity. He is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. The Son of God, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, is everything. Messiah, Jehovah, the Prince of Peace is He. The Son of Man, seed of Abraham, second person in the Trinity. He is the Alpha and Omega, the Son of God, the King of Kings, the Messiah, Jehovah, the great I am, seed of Abraham. He's the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Son of God, the King of Kings, the Lord of everything. He is Lord.
I don't need the mic, but if it's working, I am loud-mouthed. I have my brothers here just to demonstrate that this is not a women-only thing. You never go wrong by working with the women and educating the women. But thankfully, we have some fine, my brothers here. They all right, he is still trying to organize me, eh? All right, this gentleman happened to have gone to Beacon of Hope. And when we are talking about Beacon of Hope, it's the organization we are partnering with. We here, we are Focus Africa, but Beacon of Hope back home, we've heard a lot about it. So gentlemen, thank you for being part of Focus Africa. This is Douglas Kimani. I'm Jane Kamabu. I will ask Douglas first. Why did you choose Focus Africa to serve in Focus Africa?
Thank you, Jane. First of all, when I was invited here, 7 years ago I moved to Winnipeg. I was invited to come. I came for my first meeting, the second meeting, and I realized a serious gap where I felt so sorry for Dr. Ronald here because they were all women, and there was only Dr. Ronald who was there. So part of it was being the support system, if it will ever need it. No kidding aside. So when I came here, I was really challenged by the women. First of all, I come from a household where I've grown up with just women. So for me, supporting women comes naturally. So when I came and saw what you guys were doing, the impact really, I was challenged.
Thank you.
So I had to step up, and that's why I joined.
Wonderful, wonderful. Then there is a Abel. Yeah, we call him Abel, but he insists he's Abel. And thank you, Abel, for being part of Focus Africa. Why, as a young man, there were many other things you would be doing with your time. But here you are, hanging out with us. Welcome. I'm not complaining, but why Focus Africa?
That's a great question. But I just want to say, first of all, how amazing is that music? What? What? So I've known Moses for a few years, and every time he sings, I'm just like, it's insane. And even the ladies before, like, you guys were spectacular. Like, this has been... I know I speak for everyone on the Focus Africa board, and I say that we've really missed having everyone here in person. And just, yeah, being here is awesome, and thank you so much for attending. This is great. And you asked me a question. It was, why did I do this? Well, my sister told me to, so I didn't I didn't have much of a choice.
Few women connected, thank
Always.
you. Abel has been a fantastic, he is our paparazzi all the time. You can see him with his, complain to him if your good outfit and your face doesn't show in the future.
Everyone looks amazing, don't worry.
But he visited Beacon of Hope recently, so he can tell us a little more of what he saw while he went to Beacon of Hope.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. So the day that I went there, it was just during the Christmas holidays. And so usually there'd be lots of kids around, there'd be lots of people, but because it was during the holidays, it was fairly empty. But that just meant that I was able to get a much deeper tour of the whole place. And let me just tell you that, like, the pictures Marina was showing are amazing, the stories are amazing, but seeing it in person was a completely different experience. It really did feel like there was just amazing work being done everywhere. And one of the things that really impacted me the most was just how committed the people were to the work that they were doing. Yes. I was speaking to, I forget his name, unfortunately, but he was just explaining the path that Beacon took to get to where they are now. And it's kind of crazy, like none of this was planned. Yeah. It was just completely a result of the need being there. He kept saying that. He said that, like, you know, they started this one thing and then there was a need for another thing, and so they said, sure, we'll do it. And then that kept happening, and all of a sudden now they have like 25 buildings, and they'll be running the country soon, who knows. So.
I hear you, yeah. And to follow that on, Douglas, you also visited Beacon of Hope. Yeah. Perhaps you can tell us a little bit briefly what really caught your eye.
Yeah, thank you, Jane. So for me, I'm the kind of a guy who you love to hate. I like to see return on investment. So finally, when I visited, I was able to connect what the work we do here. I was really impacted by when I see kids who would have slept hungry from the slums, from mothers who are HIV, but now they have a hope they can go. The kids go to school, they're fed their breakfast, lunch, and before they go home, they are fed so they're not sleeping hungry. In there's a medical center where their health care needs are taken care of. And one of the things that really impacted me was the maternity wing. Normally in Kenya, when women deliver, they usually go home same day unless there's a complication. At Beacon of Hope, I was told the standard maternity for a normal delivery is 2 days. So, you know, those types of women issues which are normally not addressed, at least there's somewhere that we are taking part in making sure that there's continuity. It's not always these big projects that we are highlighting here. There are those things which are impacting people every day. And lastly, the small kids. Yeah. I love kids, so when I saw those classes, which are the same classes I go, where my kids go, they are the same standards that those kids are now attending. So that kind of creates a level playing field for all of them. And when we're talking about impacting, for me, the little that you think you're doing here, it has a huge multiplication factor on the other end. It was really impactful to me to see this firsthand.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, gentlemen. For the sake of time, we're going to edit here, but personally, I also thank you so very much. My sisters over there, I'm so grateful that we can all be under the same roof impacting children, women, men in Africa. Thank you, thank you. We can't thank you enough. It's been 18 years. This Focus Africa, we started in 2004. I've been part of it year after year. I'm a beneficiary of Focus Africa here. My big kids are somewhere in the middle there. They've visited Beacon of Hope too. And we can't thank you enough. And so,
This one's good, I think. Okay. Just wait for perfect. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our annual fundraising event. This is our 18th year in the Ministry of Focus Africa. So my name is Kendi Dick, and it is my privilege to share briefly about Focus Africa and my mom, Gasheri Dick's recent visit to Beacon of Hope. So I'm just stepping in for my mom today because sadly my grandfather in Kenya passed away, so she had to go back home to be with family. So I'm just in her place today. I don't know if this is working. Oh, okay, perfect. Next slide. Okay, so I'll just give a little bit background about myself. So I've been a part of Focus Africa my whole life, being born in 2003, and Focus Africa being born a year later. I've witnessed my mom play a significant role in the group and watched many awesome things that Focus Africa has achieved throughout the years. So in the past, I used to participate in the fashion shows that we'd put on in events like this. And in more recent years, I've been behind the scenes, kind of helping with social media and photography. So I also visited Beacon of Hope for the very first time when I was about 6 years old. And from what I saw then to what I've seen now is truly an amazing transformation. And it wouldn't be possible without our teamwork and your support. So I'll give a little background on Focus Africa. So the year is 2004, the month is November, and Focus Africa is born. Focus Africa was a call to action, an invitation to partnership for Christians in Winnipeg seeking opportunity in the midst of misery and desperation that came with HIV and AIDS. Focus Africa is God's leading, and it's a gift to many. We really witness God at work here in Canada and in Africa. So Focus Africa is a gift that continues giving the giver and the recipient. So our initial mission was to walk alongside women and children and communities that were affected by HIV/AIDS, the epidemic. And our continued vision is to inspire significant action that reduces poverty and empowers women and youth, ultimately transforming lives. So how do we do this, you may ask? And this is through partnerships. So partnerships with individuals, organizations, and communities. And these partnerships are here in Canada and in Africa, and specifically in Kenya. So God led us to Beacon of Hope in 2005. Beacon of Hope is situated in Ongara-Rongai, Kajiado County, just on the outskirts of Nairobi, Kenya. Our deepest desire is to be a blessing in the Valley of Weeping, and with God's help, uplift and strengthen women and families, walking alongside homegrown grassroots projects and initiatives. And these verses in Psalm 84 kind of capture our vision and our intention. So it says, "Blessed are those whose strength is in you as they pass through the valley of weeping. They make it a place of springs. They go from strength to strength till each appears before God in Zion." So we first met Jane Wadome, the founder of Beacon of Hope, and Merab Mwaka, who is one of the amazing empowered women, in person in 2009. And this was a pivotal visit because we were able to see how lives were being transformed at Beacon of Hope. So Focus Africa's touch and footprint is evident at Beacon of Hope in multiple areas, including the Technical Institute, the Birthing Center, and guest houses, just to name a few. So your generosity has great impact on lives of those who participate in the programs and in the community at large. So now I'm just going to talk about my mom's most recent visit to Beacon of Hope back in April, and she was a part of the opening of the new kindergarten school. So I'll just show a few photos on how the opening day went. So the day started off with welcoming the kids from the community in, and there were some messages from some leaders at the school. My mom is there in the red dress, so she was just giving some words of encouragement to the kids and kind of setting up the day for them. So they had a puppet show, which was pretty cool. So there was some entertainment, and as you can see, there was a lot of kids present. And yeah, they had a lot of fun activities throughout the day for them. Here are some teachers. And the lady in the middle, her name is Millicent. She's the education consultant, so she did all the planning. And yeah, everyone was just super excited to be a part of this new chapter for the school. And yeah, so even more fun and games. There's this cool water floaty game and a train that the kids could ride on. So it was really, really well done, and there was a lot of thought and effort put into it. And yeah, so lots of smiles around. In that photo on the left, there's Jane with Ome and my mom. So everyone was super proud about everything that we've been able to accomplish here, and the event brought lots of light and joy to the community. And then they also had a cake cutting ceremony. So I think it was super cool that everyone joined in to cut the cake all together. I feel like it signified the opening of this new primary school, kind of like cutting a ribbon. So that was really awesome. And now I'll just show some photos from what the new school actually looks like. So every space is full of color. As you can see, there's rainbow curtains and there's lots of light. They also have a play kitchen over there for the kids to play in and just have fun. And there's lots of fun spaces to learn, and they have interactive learning tools like plasterine and building blocks. And the teacher's desk in that photo up there, it actually was made to be much lower than a normal desk, so that when the teacher's sitting, she can be on the same level as the little kids. So that's really awesome. Another really awesome part about the school is that almost every wall has some sort of art piece on it. So there's many, many murals. So there's always something you can look at and learn from. So it's very well done and very thoughtful. So I'll just also talk about my own visit to Beacon of Hope. I had the chance to go to Beacon back in January this year, and it was once again a great experience to see the children and the young people that benefited from this program. It's always full of life and joy. There's children running around and playing. I was even surprised to see that there was a school bus that would come and pick up the kids at the end of the day and take them home. So it really is amazing what Focus Africa and Beacon of Hope have done, and it's beautiful to see that the kids have a safe place to grow and learn and just be themselves. So lives really are being transformed, and I can't wait to see what we have in store next. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you for your excellent support over these 18 years. The work of Focus Africa and Beacon of Hope is a gift to many. We get to see firsthand favor, provision, and the goodness of the Lord. I always love visiting Beacon of Hope. It's always vibrant, inspiring, and humbling all at once. Thank you.
My name is Jane Wathome, founder and executive director of Beacon of Hope. It's been 20 years now of service, and really grateful to God for the call that He placed upon my heart 20 years ago to serve the vulnerable women and children in the community who were then vulnerable and infected by HIV and AIDS. And God has enabled us through His grace to make intervention in the area of health, provision of health, education, as well as social economic transformation. And we've seen strides in those 20 years. Since Beacon started, we started, of course, to support mothers with their children. And from the very word go, we realized that education was going to be a very key pillar of the work we do. And for a long time, we were focusing on building a really, really good foundation where education was concerned at a kindergarten level. But based on the challenges that children that we work with were facing in their homes, we felt that we need to stay with them here longer and we need to invest in the next level, which is primary school. But in Kenya, since 2017, 2018, there's been a push for a curriculum change because the government felt that as much as we are becoming an industrialized country, we do not have skilled workforce to develop our economy. And all that is actually undergirded by the kind of education that we have. And they felt that we now need to change our education so that it is not so academic driven, but it's much more competency based, much more skills trained, and giving every child a chance, but connecting it to industry. So in came then the CBC. It's called competency-based curriculum.
Our education system has changed from 844 to the CBC, competency-based curriculum. And it's quite different because the competency-based curriculum is all about the children focusing on what the children are able to do as opposed to what the children know. And the activities that we provide for the children at Beacon are fun-filled and very exciting, whether they're indoor or outdoor. We provide activities where the children are able to discover as they're learning, and we provide a lot of play and learning materials for them, which is very exciting.
I'd like to tell you what CBC has done to me. It has helped me to discover and nurture my talent, which is chess. I've also nurtured it to my best level, and so have others with different talents.
The CBC strives to create critical thinkers. The children are able to make their own decisions. Therefore, later in life, when they go out into the world, they won't have to be too guided. They're able to think on their own. We nurture their talent. So the children are going to go into their different areas of talent. And that way, they'll be making money doing what they like.
We had gone for a chess competition as a team, and we performed well. In the end, I'd like to continue with CBC curriculum.
So in the CBC, what I would say has been my experience as opposed to 844, number one, I have seen a lot of parental engagement in the system where I am able to walk through with the learner or with my child to understand what they are actually doing in school, and I feel part and parcel of the system. And also number two, there is also the easy way of identifying the pupil strengths, talents, or giftings. And once I am able to do that, I'm able to direct my child or support them in their areas of interest, so that in future, because that talent, when it is grown from, the child is young, they're able to identify their line of interest, and I as a parent am able to support through, so that that child may optimize all what they have been called to do.
My name is Linda and I'm from Beacon of Hope School, and I love CBC because it has helped me to nurture my talents, and it has made me learn new skills in each and every subject that is there. And I'm also really excited to join the junior high school because I want to learn more of what will be there.
So the whole purpose of that facility is to actually ensure a successful and a smooth transition from grade 6 to junior secondary within a familiar environment, and whereby the requirements for them to thrive and to excel are available. So that's why we need that support to be able to ensure smooth transition, but also an excellent execution of the new junior secondary education in a way that children truly will be transformed and really uplifted. So we really are grateful to the partnership we've had with Focus Africa, actually for the last 15 years. They've journeyed with us across, from the hospital, to the technical training, to the school. They've journeyed with us and really have been real partners. And what's beautiful is they always ask us, how can we support you? What is your need? So last year, I think the year before that, they helped us equip the the hospitality department, so that we can give world-class training to our students in the hospitality department. Last year, they helped us upgrade the kindergarten as well as part of the lower school in the areas of music. You've seen, I think, it speaks for itself how it looks like, and the kids are just having a wonderful time. And now we need to, as much as we have done the structure for the junior secondary, we now need to equip it so that by January it will be ready for occupation for the children. So would want to request Focus Africa to partner with us to equip in terms of everything that is needed, actually, the desks, the difference now with the junior secondary, we actually need to do a lab because the science that the children will be doing is slightly different. They will now go into experiments. A lot of the work that they'll be doing is very, very practical. ICT, very, very practical. We need to kit it to be able to meet that need for the junior secondary requirements. Part of it, of course, we are going to optimize on the other resources that we have in the college, but things like the laboratory and things, of course, like the furniture and then the ICT and all that, we do request their support as they've continued to support us, to work with us on this journey so that really we can also be able to provide world-class opportunity for these children.
I explained to you a bit about what our project is this year. What happened in the primary and pre-primary, there are 3 classes in the kindergarten. They start very little, and so you go from pre-primary to pre-primary to kindergarten, and that's the area that we did last year. And now, this year, we will be raising funds to upgrade the primary school. And they do it for all levels. And I will take you through the donating process in a minute, but I want to read to you what Jane Mathomi wrote me this week when I was talking to her. She said, "It's been humbling how God prepared Beacon of Hope for a time such as this in the changes in education in Kenya. We aim on becoming a model center in CBC education in Kenya. Everything they've done has been a center of excellence. They want to be the best so they can train others and make kids get the best education they can get. We plan on using our model education center to training and empower other schools by supporting teacher enrichment programs during the school holidays. This will enable Beacon to scale its impact." And to you, those people who walk with us. Phone. Thank you. The donations that Focus Africa has raised for the last many years has impacted thousands of lives through education and health, and the spaces we have built and equipped will have a greater impact going forward as we seek to model the new education system in Kenya. And that's, again, what you do. We cannot do this alone. So I want to walk you through the process because it's sometimes not easy. If on the seats beside you, that's an easy way to do it. Fill in the form, put it in the offering baskets. They're going to be coming around, or leave it out on the table in the back, and we'll put a stamp on it. We'll tell them that it's for Focus Africa. You cannot fill Focus Africa in the to line. You have to put ICMS. But if you're online, go to focusafrica.ca. In the top right corner, it says donate. Push that button, and it will take you to you'll be redirected to ICM's site. And what is nice about this being online and live online is that we have people in the United States and other parts of Canada watching tonight live online. And they can also push that button and it will take you to a United States site. Becky, can you go back one? Make sure the ministry says Focus Africa. The general the administration, enter the amount, click on donation. If you want to donate offline, push the bottom button, and it will take you to next. Keep going, complete, and over on the left-hand side, you can mail a check from the US to an American site that will give you an income tax receipt, or to Canada. You can donate online, you can donate offline, or if you want to phone them and do everything by phone, I think it's the last slide, there is a phone number. So if you go focusafrica.ca, that can be done. Now, if some of you, it's easy these days to donate with your card. The only issue with that, and it's been on every news broadcast for the last 2 weeks, is that Visa and MasterCard, the businesses are going to start asking us to pay for the costs, and those costs are going up. If you donate with your card, Beacon, our ICMS, which is our funding, our people who give us our tax receipts, will ask you, would you mind paying the money that the Visa takes off of the check so that Beacon of Hope will get all of it? It's cheaper to send a check. And but choose which way you want. But if you have problems, notify us or call us. The cards that are on the chair, or go to focusafrica.ca. And you know the money will be transparent during the year. You'll be getting updates. If you left your email address, we'll be sending you updates of what your money has done and how it's transforming lives. And we hope to see you again next year. While you're doing all that, I want to introduce you to our second colony, and they're the Bloomfield colony, and they're going to come and sing now. And they're a bit different in that it's both young men and young women, and you will enjoy. Just want, can I work on this one? Is it on? Okay. Just, I didn't introduce myself at the beginning. I should now. My name's Myrna Ronald, and I'm CEO, and this is
Douglas Kimani.
You've met him earlier today, but we just want to say thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to all of you for coming. You who joined us tonight, you've heard many times we cannot do this ourselves. All those who are live online, too. We thank you for joining us, and it's too bad we couldn't figure a way to get the desserts to you, because they were delicious.
Yeah, we would also want to thank you for your just making up time to all our musicians coming from different communities, different languages tonight. German here, I had some Swahili here and there, English, all the musicians, thank you for all your effort and sacrifices.
To all of you who donated, desserts, time, everything that you've done tonight, helping us move tables, thank you. We couldn't do it without you.
To our kitchens volunteers who made sure that the desserts are well served, they're all supplied, the coffees and the teas are refilled, they're hot. Thank you so much.
And our amazing tech crew. You always do it so well. I bungle up, but you do it well.
Finally, to all our volunteers, our organization is able to sustain through continuous giving, and throughout the year, people who give their time, money, and a lot of sacrifices goes into this, and we want to thank you for your one-time sacrificing or 365 days. It's all well appreciated.
An amazing thank you to Beacon of Hope for allowing us to partner with them. They think that we've changed their lives. I always say to them, you know, you've got it wrong. You have changed our lives. And I want to thank them. The market is still open. Thank you so much for coming. If you haven't had enough, no, the desserts are gone, so sorry. I think we're all full. Anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you.